Hello, my modern and unstoppable seniors. Have you ever noticed how certain habits start to creep in as we age? Things that we might not even realize are happening, but they can make us uncomfortable or even cause others to feel uneasy around us. And let's be honest, these little habits aren't always talked about, but that's what we're here for today. Unpacking them so we can feel our best and avoid common pitfalls that many of us slip into. As we age, our bodies and minds undergo changes, and while some of them are positive, others can sometimes make us feel a bit out of touch. But don't worry, I'm not here to make you feel bad about it. Quite the opposite. I'm here to share with you some habits that you might want to keep an eye on so you can maintain your independence, confidence, and connections with others. Trust me, it's all about awareness and small adjustments that can make a world of difference. So let's dive into the first one, personal hygiene. Now, I know this isn't the most glamorous topic, but hear me out. As we get older, it becomes even more important to maintain a routine that keeps us fresh and comfortable. Neglecting personal hygiene can sometimes be a sign of other issues, like depression or mobility problems. And it's easy to overlook when we're more focused on other aspects of our lives. But the truth is, a simple shower, brushing your teeth, and taking care of your skin can do wonders for your energy and self-esteem. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good in your own skin. Here's a little tip. If you find it challenging to keep up with a full hygiene routine, try breaking it down into smaller steps. Maybe you focus on just one thing a day. Today it's teeth and face. Tomorrow it's a shower, and so on. And remember, it's okay to ask for help when needed, whether it's from a caregiver or a loved one. You deserve to feel fresh and clean every day. Now let's talk about something that's become all too common as we age: speaking without thinking. We all have those moments when we speak out of turn or let something slip that we later regret. But when we're older, this can sometimes happen more often, especially when we're feeling a little more relaxed or less concerned about what others think. But here's the thing. Just because we're older doesn't mean we get a free pass. To be careless with our words. Speaking without thinking can hurt relationships, even with people we care about, and it can leave us feeling isolated. If you've ever caught yourself saying something you didn't mean, it's okay. You're not alone. The key here is to take a pause before responding. If you feel a strong emotion rising up, take a breath. Think about how your words might affect the other person, and then speak. It's a simple habit that can make a huge difference in how we communicate. And speaking of things that can affect how we're perceived, let's talk about clothes. Wearing clothes that no longer fit properly is a habit that many people fall into as they age. Maybe it's that favorite sweater you've had for years, or those pants that used to fit just right. But as our bodies change, those clothes might not serve us the way they used to. Ill-fitting clothes can make us uncomfortable, and they can also send a message to others that we aren't taking care of ourselves. The good news is, it's never too late to revamp your wardrobe. It doesn't have to be expensive or dramatic. Just start by investing in a few pieces that actually fit well and make you feel good. Not only will it boost your confidence, but you'll also be more comfortable throughout the day. Now that we've covered a few of these habits, hygiene, speaking without thinking, and clothing choices, let's move on to something that might be a little harder to recognize in ourselves: interrupting or dominating conversations. Now that we've already covered a couple of habits that can make us uncomfortable as we age, let's dive deeper into a few more that many of us struggle with but rarely discuss. These habits, while often unintentional, can also have a significant impact on how we're perceived by others, and more importantly, how we feel about ourselves. Let's start with wearing clothes that no longer fit properly. We've all heard the saying, "It's not the years in your life, but the life in your years," right? But sometimes we're not giving ourselves the best shot at feeling great by wearing clothes that no longer suit us. As we age, our bodies change, and that's completely natural. However, clinging to clothes that don't fit properly can be uncomfortable, both physically and emotionally. I know it might feel like a small thing, but trust me, it's not. Wearing clothes that are either too tight or too loose can make you feel like you're not yourself. It can even affect your confidence. So, what's the solution? Well, the good news is that this is an easy fix. Try opting for clothes that make you feel comfortable and confident. It's about finding that perfect balance between style and comfort. And it's okay to invest in a new wardrobe that fits your body today, not yesterday. A simple tip I have for you is to try your clothes on regularly and embrace a little wardrobe refresh. It's worth it to feel great and carry yourself with pride. Now let's talk about interrupting or dominating conversations. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you're speaking passionately, but suddenly someone else cuts in or takes over? This can happen easily, especially when we feel strongly about our experiences or when we think we've got a lot of valuable wisdom to share. I get it. It's part of life and it's also part of being senior. But sometimes dominating conversations unintentionally can make others feel unheard or even dismissed. Here's the thing. Communication is a two-way street. Being a good listener is just as important as being a good speaker. You can be the wisest person in the room, but if you don't give others a chance to speak, you might miss out on valuable insights or new perspectives. One trick to mastering. This is simple. Practice pausing before responding. Give the person talking a moment to finish and then respond thoughtfully. By doing this, you not only create more meaningful conversations, but also foster a deeper connection with the people around you. Speaking of communication, let's shift gears to something a little more delicate. Constantly complaining about kids. These days, it's natural to feel like things aren't the same as when we were younger, and it's easy to get caught up in the feeling that younger generations just don't get it. But here's the truth. Every generation faces its own unique challenges, and instead of complaining about how things used to be, it's helpful to find ways to bridge the gap. Complaining about the younger generation doesn't change anything, but being open to learning from them can open doors to better understanding. So, what can we do instead? Embrace the opportunities to connect with younger folks. Whether it's through your family, community groups, or even social media, try finding common ground. Ask about their experiences, listen to their stories, and share your own wisdom. This exchange can be incredibly rewarding for both sides. By shifting from complaining to conversing, you'll feel more connected and relevant to the world around you, which is a great way to stay engaged in today's fast-moving society. This brings us to ignoring modern manners and etiquette. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to keep up with every single new trend or social rule, but there's something to be said for maintaining the basics of good manners. In today's world, technology is everywhere, and sometimes it's easy to forget how important it is to be polite and respectful, whether online or in person. Whether it's remembering to say please and thank you, not interrupting, or just being present in a conversation, these small gestures go a long way in maintaining respect for others. I know it might feel like things were done differently when you were younger, but staying adaptable and open to changes in how we communicate and interact can make a big difference in how we feel and how we're perceived. One of the simplest ways to stay on top of modern manners is to observe those around you. What are the younger folks doing? How do they engage in conversations? You can learn so much from watching and adapting. Now let's address something that can be a bit more challenging to manage as we age: oversharing personal or medical problems. It's completely understandable to want to share your health journey with others, especially when you're facing difficult challenges. However, oversharing can make others feel uncomfortable or even make you feel a bit overwhelmed by focusing too much on your struggles. I've seen it before. Someone might constantly talk about their ailments, and while it's important to be open, it's also important to have boundaries. Think about it this way: when you share personal things, be mindful of how it might impact the listener. You don't have to hide your challenges, but you also don't need to give every detail. Focus on what you're doing to improve your situation instead. By shifting the focus from what's wrong to what you're doing to feel better, you create a more positive environment for yourself and for others. People will still be supportive, but you'll also be giving them a chance to offer solutions, advice, or simply provide a bit of encouragement without feeling like they're being overwhelmed. As we approach the final points of this section, let's remember that these habits are not inherently bad, but they can become habits that limit our growth and how others perceive us. Making small changes in how we communicate, dress, and share can significantly enhance how we engage with the world and those around us. If you're finding this video helpful so far, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to share it with someone who might benefit from this content. We're all in this together, so let's keep learning and growing as a community. Now, as we move forward, we'll dive into some of the final points that often make people feel uncomfortable in old age. Don't go anywhere. Now that we've covered some of the habits that might be holding us back, it's time to address the last few that can really impact how we feel as we age. These are habits that might be a little more difficult to recognize, but once we do, they can have a profound effect on our overall sense of well-being. Let's start with avoiding change or being resistant to new things. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that what worked in the past will always work. Whether it's technology, social norms, or simply how we approach daily life, change is inevitable. Yet many seniors, including some of us, resist it out of fear or because we're used to the way things have always been. Here's a secret: change doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's all about taking small steps toward embracing new things. Maybe it's learning how to use a new app, exploring a different type of food, or taking up a hobby you never considered before. Even something as simple as trying a new fitness routine can help keep your mind sharp and your body in good shape. Embracing change doesn't mean giving up your traditions. It simply means adapting and staying engaged with the world around you. And speaking of staying engaged, let's talk about not prioritizing your mental and emotional health. As we age, we often put our physical health at the top of the priority list: doctor visits, medications, exercise routines. But sometimes we forget about our mental and emotional health. Yet, this is just as important. Keeping your mind active and engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment is crucial for overall well-being. One of the best ways to support your mental health is by staying socially connected. Whether it's having regular conversations with family, making new friends, or participating in community activities, human connection is essential. It's also important to make time for activities that bring you peace, such as meditation, reading, or journaling. Taking care of your mental health can improve your quality of life and help you feel more at ease with yourself. Next up is neglecting your financial well-being. Many people, especially those who've worked hard all their lives, think that once retirement comes, they can stop worrying about their finances. But let me tell you, that's a dangerous habit to fall into. Financial instability can cause a lot of stress, especially when unexpected expenses arise, and without planning, it can be difficult to manage. A good habit to develop is to continuously monitor your finances, even if you're retired. Whether it's keeping track of your expenses, maintaining a savings cushion, or consulting a financial advisor, being proactive about your financial health will help ensure peace of mind for years to come. And remember, it's never too late to start taking small steps toward better financial health. Even adjusting your lifestyle a little or cutting unnecessary costs can make a big difference in the long run. Another important habit to address is focusing too much on the past. Nostalgia is a wonderful thing. It can remind us of beautiful memories and lessons learned over the years. But constantly living in the past, reliving old stories or regrets, can rob us of the joy of the present. It's natural to reflect on the past, but it's essential to focus on today and the future too. I encourage you to shift your mindset toward embracing the present. What can you do today that will bring joy, satisfaction, and purpose? Whether it's spending time with family, learning something new, or giving back to the community, the present is full of possibilities. Don't let the past define your current happiness or limit your future opportunities. Now let's talk about isolating yourself. As we age, it can be easy to withdraw from social activities. Maybe it's because of physical limitations or simply because you're not as active as you used to be. But isolation can have serious negative effects on your mental and physical health. It can lead to depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. The good news is, it's never too late to reconnect with others. Try making an effort to reach out to friends or family, even if it's just a quick phone call or a weekly video chat. There are so many ways to stay connected, whether through in-person gatherings, group activities, or even online communities. Staying social is key to living a fulfilled and happy life as we age, and it helps to keep your mind and spirit active. Speaking of keeping the mind active, being passive in your healthcare is another habit that many seniors unknowingly fall into. Once we get older, we may think that it's too late to change our health habits or that we're stuck with what we've been given. But your health is always in your hands, no matter your age. If you feel like you've been neglecting regular checkups or are unsure about certain medical advice, it's time to take charge. A good practice is to stay proactive in your healthcare. Ask questions during doctor visits, get second opinions if necessary, and seek out resources to help improve your health. Whether it's better nutrition, more movement, or finding mental health support, taking ownership of your health at every age is essential for a long, healthy life. Finally, we arrive at one last habit that many of us develop: becoming complacent. With your routine, the longer we live, the more set in our ways we can become, and sometimes this means sticking to a routine that no longer serves us. But comfort can sometimes become a barrier to growth. Maybe you've had the same breakfast for years, or maybe your evening routine hasn't changed in decades. I challenge you to try something new, no matter how small. It could be something as simple as changing your daily walk route, picking up a new hobby, or attending a class you've always been curious about. By challenging yourself to break free from the routine, you give your mind and body the opportunity to experience something fresh and exciting. Small changes in your daily life can bring about unexpected joy and fulfillment. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you've learned a few valuable lessons about the habits that might be keeping you from feeling your best. Remember, it's never too late to make changes that can improve how you feel and how you engage with the world. By embracing new habits, staying connected, and taking care of your mental, physical, and emotional health, you'll find a renewed sense of energy and purpose. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together, we can all live our best lives as modern seniors. Keep embracing the future with confidence, and remember, you're never too old to make positive changes.